Welcome to Beyond Crafterdome, where today we will watch a death race for some of the last crafting supplies left in the wasteland. First one to the dollar store wins.
Contestant, start your engines. Like that.
Now you may be asking yourself, how did I get here?
Well, you see, it all started one day as I was cleaning my workbench. I got the call about a high-stakes race in the wasteland. This is the perfect project to sink my teeth into, as I had just gotten some new toys. Don't give me that look. Grown men can buy toys without calling them model kits. I mean, look how fun this thing is. I also got this super tiny car, which I think is more standard Hot Wheels scale, but it's a bit too tiny for this project. I wanted some detail to work with. As you can see, this toy car is plausibly in scale with other figures from popular tabletop games. So, that's cool and irrelevant for the project. I really dig the monster truck tires on this car though. I'm hoping I could save those and use them. In case you were wondering, this isn't my first rodeo. I built this large orc truck last year, and it was really fun to do. This thing won't be winning any races though, more liable to break down in the first kilometer. Okay, let's take this thing apart and see what's underneath here. I took some measurements of the part with the motors and batteries, so I would need to build around it later. Now, if you're not familiar with Blender and you don't care to start, don't worry, this isn't a tutorial. I'll try and explain what I'm doing at a higher level. I had taken some pictures from above and the side of the car so that I could get a rough idea of proportions. Together with the measurements I took, this let me get the rough real-world proxy to start working around. There, you see? I've got 3 parts now. The top one here is the one I'm replacing. The main inspiration for how I want the top to look is the Bigfoot monster truck from Fury Road. If you're familiar with the movie, this is the car that Immortan Joe commandeers to chase after the war rig near the middle part of the movie, where they're racing through that canyon. While looking up images of the car, I found out that the body's actually a 1940 Dodge Fargo. Thought I would throw that tidbit out there for any car lovers. My process for modeling out the car is pretty basic. I take some reference images from each side, and I drag and pull a mesh around until I get the rough shape that I want. I mostly work in 2 dimensions as it's easier to adjust on the fly, and then when I'm ready, I use a feature of Blender that lets me extrude each flat piece I make to give it some thickness, and it starts to look more and more like a car. If you want this model to use in your own project, I'll be linking it on my Patreon page for all the cool people that want to support the channel. So if you want it, now you know where to get it. Continuing on, I had to resolder the battery connections back up, making sure everything still works. So be sure to always wear your soldering glasses so that your eyes don't absorb any of these toxic fumes. Alright, still works. Perfect. And look at that, the new body fits like a glove. I took care to keep the old front and back bumper as well as this top bar thing, but I did also print some additional doodads, like doors. We gotta have doors. Now, in order to ensure that I win this race, I'm going to need some tricks up my sleeve. You tell me, what's one thing that you know of that goes really, really fast? Rockets. The idea is I strap one of these bad boys to the back of the car and rig up some sort of trigger in the cockpit and bam! We hit that button and zoom past the competition. What could go wrong? We're going to need some extra protection as well, and since I don't have any glass for my windows, I opted to use some of this aluminum bug netting, which works quite well as a metal grate at this scale. This went on all the window holes and the front windshield. I added a winch to the front grille as well, because who doesn't need a good winch once in a while? If you recall, I did want to reuse those tires from the original toy, but they were this weird blue color, so I took them outside to spray in black. While that was drying, I took some time to add some extra details underneath the car body, where the wheels met the frame. Knowing my competition, I also added this heavy machine gun mounted to the passenger side of the hood. In retrospect, I realize I won't have a co-pilot, so this gun is mostly going to be serving as a deterrent to anyone cutting me off. You wouldn't cut someone off with a heavy machine gun strapped to the hood of their car, would you? Don't answer that. Time to paint. I was feeling a bit chilly, so I decided to don the proper protective equipment and tackle the priming with an airbrush this time. I did a dusting of black from underneath and a zenithal gray from the top. For the main color of the car, I'm a real sucker for a bright red. It just goes with everything, and some people even think it makes the car go faster. I'm looking at you, Michael. This took several coats to get to the proper brightness, but the effect was well worth it. I also tried out spraying silver paint through the airbrush, which I've heard is something you shouldn't do, since the sparkly bits can get stuck in the tiny nozzle or something. It seemed to go fine for me, and wow, that looks really good. For the rest of the details, I'm coming in with a tiny brush. Here's a tip I got from the craftsman. Apparently you have to paint one of your doors or other random panels a different color, since that makes it look like the car was cobbled together from replaced parts and such. I'll take his word for it. Seems to make sense. The car looks a bit too clean at this point. So let's start adding some washes, chipping effects, and dry brushing to get it to look a bit more tastefully rusty. I'm not doing the full Monty style of rust that you might see from Bill. It's all about keeping it tasteful, guys. We still have to win a race, right? Not fall apart. Now, because I didn't want anyone noticing this little propulsion enhancement in the back, I decided to use a bit of nylon stocking I purchased for no particular reason and had lying around. It actually makes for a very convincing cloth canvas style fabric at miniature scale. One final pass with a burnt umber and a red mix in all the crevices, and we're ready to race. Get your goggles on, it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Welcome to Beyond Crafterdome, where today we will watch a death race for some of the last crafting supplies left in the wasteland. Let's meet our sacrifices. First up is Thor Breaks in his monster truck Big Crunch. What, did he name that thing after a breakfast cereal? Next up is Nick of CC Minis, who's looking hot, and I mean that in a purely platonic way, in his hot ride called Fire Truck. And the Belgian Banshee is back. It's Gerd of Dark Matter Workshop. Gerd has a whole swarm of cars coming for you. Tinu of Craftastrophe is piloting the War Rig Shite Rider. All of his weapon systems are controlled by Windows Vista. Bill Making Stuff is apparently giving bus tours of the wasteland now in his double-decker death machine, Red Rooter. I don't even know what to say about this guy. Does he even know this is a race? This is Buzzsaw Boylai and his vehicle Street Reaper. Good luck, fish, you're gonna need it. Here comes the boss, the ultimate craft warrior, the Ayatollah of Crapola, the man with the best crafting tips in the apocalypse, Craftsman.
Contender, welcome to Beyond Crafterdome.
This is a race to the finish. Alright. The victorious one will receive a coupon to the dollar store. And also some Mod Pie. Alright.
Contestant, start your engines. Like that.
The race will begin in 3, 2, 1.
And they're off! It looks like Norm Makes and Bill Making Stuff both have their eye on the leader, Gert. Don't count out CC Minis or Tinu of Craftastrophe. I'm launching the secret weapon.
No, Daddy, hold your horses.
And not surprising anyone, Boylai in last place. Look at him go, that's what speed looks like. Gert still has a commanding lead of first place. Come on, Boylai, you can do it, champ. Oh, look out. Looks like Norb is making a power grab for Gert.
Say hello to my little friend.
Whoa, he smushed one of Gert's cars, but he's out of control. It's safe to say Norb Makes is out of the race.
All right, Windows Vista, let's rain down some fire.
Printer not detected.
Printer, work, you stupid thing.
Help, I'm being assaulted.
Here comes CC Minis.
Let's go.
Take that, Gert.
And Gert's second car is out of the race.
You just got roasted.
Don't count out Red Rooter.
Nick, it's Bill.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
Bill's shooting stuff is raining down fire. Watch out, Nick.
Oh jeez.
Oh, broadside.
Oh, he was a nice guy, Benny.
Gert's still in the lead.
It's the German.
Watch out, Gert.
Hello, German. Guten Tag.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Whoa, Gert has crashed and Bill has stalled.
Oh, it's like 30 gears. What's going on?
It's Tinu.
Adios, Bill, losing stuff.
Death ball.
Tinu!
Tinu has taken the lead. Bill's back in action.
I'm coming, Tinu.
Oh, should have been nicer.
Let me at him.
Go, Daddy, go.
Secret weapon alert. Oh, what a day. What a lovely day.
Time to catch your bus.
Hey, Bill, they're serving sloppy joes today in Valhalla. Let's go grab a table. Oh, I hope they're okay. Hey, I'm alive. I always knew I was indestructible.
Daddy.
And we have a clear winner with Tinu of Craftastrophe. Wait, why is he stopping?
Okay, Windows Vista, let's get some revenge.
Weapons system online.
Kill that fish. Fire.
Target acquired. Destroy Shite Rider.
Wait, what? No. Abort.
Sweet darkness, take away the pain. Sweet darkness, take away the pain.
Well, we have a new winner. Boy Lie Hobby Time. He's gonna be taking home that Mod Podge as he slowly meanders his way to the finish line. If you need to take a bathroom break, I suggest now it's a good time because this is taking a while. Hold on, Boy Lie has finally crossed the finish line and is entering the dollar store. Take a good look around, fish at your wonderful prizes. Hello.
That's what that button does. I mean.